In this video, sizobe sidiscussa now question 2 from this November 2019 mathematics paper 2 question paper. The question ikhuluma nge-box and whisker diagram, or the 5-number summary. In the description box, now we interested in video recorded for this question paper. So lana sikhuluma ngo question 2 only. It's a 2-part question, 2.1 as well as a 2.2. Thina sicale nganangu u-2.1, but the two classes wrote a mathematics test that had a maximum mark of 60. The results of each class are summarized in the box and whisker diagrams below. So lana ke sino class X, let's say we class X with class A. Imagine in your school, like kuna 2 yama classes ka grade 11. Kuno class A, kube no class B, right? So in this case, class X ufana no class A, which is your class, and then kube no class Y, which is the class next door, grade 11 mathematics classes, right? So term 1 or even term 2, where baba baniphi amalogayo ama class test, like you wrote a class test, class test yakhona it's over 60 marks. And then uma uthatha ukubheka eclassini lakho, class A, in your class the lowest performing student uthola 10 out of 60, and then the top performing student uthola ngaki, uthola a total of 60. Nguwe lo. It's the results for watching ama videos like virtual tutorship, right? And then good class B, the lowest performing student uthola ngaki 10. The top performing student good class B uthola ngaki, uthola about 52 out of 60. So lo mngana wakho lo uthole the lowest mark usoloku umncenga utendoda bheka la man. Kunale ndoda le ifundisa i-maths the science lapha ku YouTube. Checka nawo ama videos wakhe, soloku umsendela ama link ukuthi le nto akunikeza ama excuse wena bheka ke manje all the way from ama 50s maybe bawuperforma like bawuthola ama 50 mark 30 mark, then by watching ama videos la ku virtual tutorship wayenzani wa improve, you ended up getting a total in one of your class tests. So with class A, and then there's class B, right? And then with 2.1.1, but it comment on the skewness of the results in class X, right? Class in lakho sifuna ukuthola ini the skewness. We want to comment on the skewness of the results in the class X. Okay, the skewness of the data yakho, especially now we check i-box and whisker diagram yakho. You check median yakho, and then you compare with your, what's this, your average. If the average yakho is to the right, or average or the mean is to the right of a median, it's what sibanani, the positive skewness, right? If your median is to the left, if ingapha sibanani negative skewness, right? So the comment lesingayenza is that the data is actually positively skewed or skewed to the right. So 2.1.1 we are positively skewed or skewed to the right. Okay, lana basiphanga ilokai mean, but the mean mean or average, but the average is almost like the day ngathini, it's almost like a quantity or a data or a measurement in the middle of the data. It represents all the data set, right? I mean the median, they are totally different, right? So 2. Okay, I had to mention in mean so that you understand what do I mean by positively skewed. So in meaning up, so it means it's positively skewed. If the mean, the median the median is somewhere la, right? Now median yet somewhere la for class X, and then the mean is around here. It's to the right, meaning it's positively skewed. excuse me, 2.1.2. In which class is the standard deviation of the marks bigger? Bigger. Okay, it's class X, in fact. Standard deviation basically it's not a measure of central tendency, but a measure of what? Dispersion. It's one of the what? It's one of the measurements esiwasebenzisayo for measuring dispersion on iloganje on data. So uma uthatha ukubheka in your class, the standard deviation or the spread of your data, we check out this block, right? This block from Q1 to Q3, right? There's the interquartile range la. It's what? It's bigger good class X than good class Y. So the spread lana, it's much more bigger in class X than good class Y. So there's a much bigger spread with class X than good class Y. So the bigger spread is there's a higher standard deviation. That's why I need to class X has a bigger standard deviation. So yep. 2.1.3, comment on the average performance in the test of the two classes. Use relevant statistics or a statistical quantity to support your argument. Okay, right, I think highlight. Let me highlight. Let me make a highlight or underline a keyword. Average performance. Average. It's the average performance, right? The average. Actually, average, you have to calculate njani. Average yafana nani ne mean. The mean is the same as the average, right? We enter everything and then we divide by the total number of data sets. Now, lana, we don't have the mean. We cannot calculate the average or the mean, but instead we look at iloganje. What's this one? Median. We look at median. We look at our median. So Mautatok in class X, in your class, the median is the same as the median in class Y. So basically, the average performance was the same for the two classes. The average performance will be the same for your class as well as the class next door. So lana gesingati the average performance was the same for both classes because they have the same median. I'm going to comment on the actual average, but if I cannot comment on the actual average, I just look at median on the given data set. So 2.1.3, we can just say same average performance. Both classes have the same median, right? So this is the statistical quantity right? Comment on the average performance in the test of the two classes. Use relevant statistics I mentioned in median. So this is our answer for 2.1.3. For 2.2, I think erase lana gule question so that we can continue. Okay, now 2.2. 2.2, which is the second part of the question. Now 2.2. But the time in minutes that it took for the first goal to be scored in 7 football games was recorded. So slalama ama football games, and then si recorder the first goal to be scored, right? The time in minutes that it took for the first goal to be scored in 7 football games was recorded. Slali game yokuqala naslali game yokuqala kuthola ukuthi the first goal siscorer after 20 minutes we record, and then for the second game the first goal is being scored maybe after an hour. We write down we write down the lauma minutes when the goal was scored. And then for the third match, the first goal was scored in the first 5 minutes. Then we record, so on and so on. And then basically the times in ascending order. So let data lena is being organized in ascending order, right? So ansho siyazi ukuthi data yethu, in order to draw any information from leyo data yethu, we need to make sure ukuthi siyayi organize whether in ascending or descending order. And then the times in ascending order are represented by A, B, C, D, E, F, and G in the table below. So now data set here to learn from A all the way up to G. And then the following observations were made about the data. All the goals were scored at different times. It's not like for every football match, goal lokuqala was scored maybe after 5 minutes. The second match, 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, score a goal. Third match, first 5, no. Let's cut is yahluka. For every match, there's a different time when the first goal was being scored. And then the second bullet point, but the minimum time for the first goal was 5 minutes. Okay. All right. A, it's our minimum value, right? Since this is arranged in ascending order. And then that makes G our maximum value, right? And then the term in the middle, obvious, median. But let's continue. The third bullet point, but the range of the times was 48 minutes. The median time was 22 minutes. Median time, okay. The difference between the time at the lower quartile and the minimum time was 7 minutes. The interquartile range of the time was 28 minutes. The mean time was 27 minutes, and then E is equal to 2C. Right. Thina ke la ku 2.2.1, but it determined the values of A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So for 8 marks, 2.2.1, right? I think the first quantity it's the minimum value. It's the obvious one. A singam calculator, since basiphile la kulama bullet points wethu basiphile bathi basiphe information engasinceda ukuthi isicalculate abu A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So the first one is obvious, man. A is equal to 5. A is equal to 5 minutes. Because of the minimum time for the first goal was 5 minutes. So the minimum time is A, which is 5 minutes. So A sengimtholile again. And then for the second one, but the range of the times was 48 minutes. Okay, lana again. This is the range, and the range is always calculated as the maximum value subtracted by the minimum value. Snikeza ini range, and then I substitute the range. It's 48, and then maximum G, which is unknown. Minimum yam gyoba A, which is 5. So in your substitutor, the range 48, G maximum, minimum of 5, and then you transpose the 5 to the left, you figure out a positive 5, and then 48 plus 5 is equal to 53. So G is equal to 53. Okay, let us continue again, man. Oh, basipa ini the median time. The median we know it's the term found in the middle of the data set. Asbalege, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Now bufuna ukulocata median yako. You just say your median is equal to 1 over 2 n, which is the number of data set plus 1. And then CT 1 over 2 n ubani. It's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 data sets. So it's 7 plus 1. And then 7 plus 1 is 8. So 1 over 2 times 8 is equal to 4. So it means the fourth term is our median. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It means uD ubani, it's our median. Or you can just say, okay, atingimela, let me count 1, 2, 3 on the left, and then on the right now 1, 2, 3. Boom. It means uD is my median, which is the middle term in the data set. So lana the median time was 22 minutes. That makes D to be equal to 22, right? 22. Then since your calculator, the difference between the time at the lower quartile and the minimum was 7 minutes. Okay, now so lana the next quantity I calculate, I believe it's B. Okay, I'll explain manje. So basically in this bullet point, Lena, the fourth, I believe it's the fifth one, the fifth bullet point, but the difference between the time at the lower quartile and the minimum time was 7 minutes. So lana bati Q1, which is the lower quartile, minus the minimum is equal to 7 minutes. So Q1, the Q1 is calculated as Q1 equal to 1 over 4, 7 plus 1, okay, n plus 1, which is equal to 1 over 4, 7 plus 1 is 8, so 4 times 8 is equal to 2. So 1, 2. It means UB is our Q1, the lower quartile. So therefore, that's why ngithi the next quantity esingayicalculate or unknown esingayicalculate ubani uB. So B siyamthola ke manje. Nangu B, it's Q1 minus A equal to 7 minutes. So Q1 ubani uB minus 5, A is the minimum value, which is 5 equal to 7. Therefore we transpose konalana, we transpose, it's B equal to 7 plus 5. So B is equal to 7 plus 5, that is 12. So the B is equal to 12. So segno B, and then siyabuya the interquartile range of the times was 28 minutes. So now we can calculate ubani uF. Ngoba uF is our, yes, is our Q3. Q3. It's Q3. It's Q3 exactly. Yes. It's Q3. Since bega, so yeah, the lower quartile it's Q1, Q2, which is the median, Q3. Okay. Anyway, asizelana being now. Uding now. A I did calculate. G I did calculate. Short down. A nae, B nae, D nae. We are going to calculate F, this one in nae. So you short down no C nango E as well. But anyway, let's go back. So the next bullet point, but the interquartile range was 28 minutes. So Q1 minus Q3 is equal to 28. Was equal to 28. So Q1 would be minus Q3, which is F, right? To the right of D, it's 3 data sets. So in the middle of the 3 data set, ilang thola khona Q3 So Q3 is F equal to 28, and then nasiqhubeka lana B is 12 minus F equal to 28. Why ngishiya lo 2 lo? So it's 2, and then let us make F the subject of the formula. How about in transpose F ngapha lo 28 as ngapha? Okay. Okay. Ngiyabona ngenza iblunder la. Right. The interquartile range is in fact Q3, not Q1. Q3 minus Q1 equal to 28. So Q3 is F minus Q1, which is B. B is equal to 12, equal to 28. So F is equal to 28 plus 12, which is equal to 30, which is 40, right? It's it's 40, not 48. So the value for F is equal to 40. So F is out of the picture. Ngishota ngobani? C as well as E. And then the mean time was 27 minutes. All right. So Lana, the mean time was 27 minutes. So 27 minutes is equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus G divided by 7. It means he calculates right? Now, since the other values in now, I do have A, B, usiyang naye, D, yes I have, E, nope, but there's a formula connecting C nobani, no E, uzobona a bit later, but ngikhuluma ngani. F I do have, G I do have. Then we substitute again, look at now. 27 is equal to 5 plus 12 plus C plus 22 plus E. E is equal to 2C. So where there's E khona ngiyofaka ubani? U2C. Why? Ngifuna ukukhalculate the value of C. I don't want to have variable I2 in this equation. So the idea lana in this equation is to have this equation so that I can calculate either C or ubani or E. But it seems like we can only calculate C. Since this equation is formula with this equation is formula with sifake C as our variable. So remove our E with this equation or with this expression ga 2C. With this term got 2C, and then F it's 40, and then G it's 53. So 12 plus 5 plus 12 plus 22 plus 40 plus 53 plus 53 is equal to I think let us see calculator. Come. Vela pen. All right. So 5 plus 12 plus 22 plus 40 plus 53 is equal to 132. So it's 132, and then C plus 2C, it's 3C. So lana 9 things oyenza ke manje. 9 things oyenza. Izoqhubeka ngapha. And then 27 is equal to C plus 2C, it's 3C, plus 132. 132 nang add this number is divided by 7. So now we have a equation with a fraction. Therefore, divide that by 1 and just cross multiply. 7 plus 27. 7 plus 27 is equal to 189. 189 equal to 3C plus 132. And then in total, 3C is equal to, let's say, 189 minus, since you transpose 132, in total 57. 57 divided by 3 is equal to 19. So therefore the C is equal to 19. Angisana space kahle. Let's calculate to E masinyana. Since E is equal to 2C, nayi equation yethu la, right? Nayi equation yethu la. Here's our equation. La kuno c khona ngiyofaka ubani u-19, so lana it's going to be 19. 2 times 19 is 38, is it? 2 times 19, 38. Angizithembi nami yo. Okay, 38. So this is our answer, which is the final variable ebekomele siyicalculate. Using ngimcalculatile, it's 19, ngimcalculatile nayo. So sesicedile ke. 2.2.2, if the standard deviation of the data set is 15.87 minutes, how many goals were scored within 1 standard deviation of the mean time? So let me erase lana kuqala so that we can answer this last question. So now 2.2.2, the last question. Okay, this question lena bafuna ukwazi ukuthi mangaki ama goals abascore within 1 standard deviation of the mean time, right? If the standard deviation, masiphi standard deviation of 15.87 minutes, how many goals were scored within 1 standard deviation of the mean time? This is the keyword. 1 standard deviation. There's something called 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation, 3 standard deviation. But lana sikhuluma nge 1 standard deviation. This is the formula for finding a 1 standard deviation. Nangabe bafuna i 2 standard deviation, this is what you do. You just multiply out standard deviation sakho ngubani ngo2, right? Nabathi 3 standard deviation multiply ngo3, but thina we want the first or 1 standard deviation. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi mangaki ama goals abascore within 1 standard deviation. So sizothi, what's the mean? The mean basiphe yona is 27 minutes, so it's 27 la minus the standard deviation of 15.87, and then this one, this is sort of like the lower extreme of 1 standard deviation sakho, and then about 27 plus 15.87, so sort of like the higher extreme of your 1 standard deviation. And then now subtract to 27 or 15.87, you should get asibal. So it's 27 minus 15.87. This is equal to 11.1313, and then a plus 27 plus 15.87. This is equal to 42.87. Bheka ke manje. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi mangaki ama goals abascore within 1 standard deviation. So ufuna kwamele ubuyele ku data set yakho. Remember scalculate abu A, B, C all the way up to G. Ama values wakhona now la. And then sifuna ukwazi ukuthi mangaki ama goals are within le range le, or the 1 standard deviation, right? So u5 out ngoba akekho between 11.13 and 42.87. Is 12 within this range? Sure. And 19? Sure. 22 between these two extremes? Sure. How about 38? Sure. How about 40? Sure. How about 53? 53 outside. Greater than for 42.87, and then U5 lower than 11.13. So that's why I need to AU out as well as ubani UG. So I think my goals are within the 1 standard deviation. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 goals. 5 goals were scored within 1 standard deviation. So this is how you answer my questions afana aloud. About the second standard deviation, you use this formula, and then we are check ukuthi maphi ama goals are within leyo range yakho leyo. So yeah, question 2 phelela lana. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Now I a question or you need further clarity on some of the questions lana, asikhulume in the comment section. Nangabe enjoyile this video, please leave a like, ushare nabangani bakho. Nangabe uthole some value, please subscribe. So yeah, for now, asibonani on the next one. In the description box uzothola amanye ama-video ongawabukela for this question paper. So asibonani on the next one. Bye bye.